focused in your game plan, knowing that all the things that are happening, you know, in this historical day like this by the opponent? How do you stay focused in your task at hand? It can be both of you.
Yeah, well, first, I think you celebrate the day, and it is Sue's day, and you give respect and you give the flowers to the greatest point guard, at least in my opinion, of all time in our league. And so you enjoy it. You enjoy the atmosphere. You enjoy the moment. You enjoy her presence. You enjoy the presence of her former teammates that are here and supporting her, because you're in the arena of greatness. And so for us, I think it adds to the fun of this day and this game. I don't think you have to try to refocus or find the focus. We still have a job to do. We still have a task. It's a business trip. We want to win, but at the same time, I think it would be a disservice if you didn't celebrate the person that is being celebrated today.
Yeah, and I mean, thus far this season, we've been a part of home openers, celebrations. Now it's Tuesday. You know, we've been a part of, you know, some days for game day. So not to say like, oh, it's nothing new to us, but it's something that we've been prepped for in these first 6-7 games that we've had. So we're ready. I mean, for any day that comes on a game day, because at the end of the day, it's still game day. Like KT said, we just got to come and celebrate the day, but also understand that, you know, like we came in to win.
What memories stand out for the both of you from playing against Sue?
I mean, I have a million. I don't know. Like, just being, you know, from overseas. I mean, I remember the first time I really got to know Sue. We met in the business lounge at JFK, because we were both flying to Russia at the time, and obviously we played against each other for like 2 years. It was only like 2 years, but really getting able to sit down and like talk and like BS and like get to know her. And then we sat next to each other on the ride, you know, 10-hour ride, and just kept talking and watching movies together. And that was the start of our relationship. And she's been the person that's been like my guiding light. If I ever have a question or a concern, especially when I was younger, like Sue was the one I went to. So she's always been there for me. It's like full circle, like growing up, and it's like I had her jersey when they had the Reebok. Like I said, God, I wish I still had that jersey. I would have worn it today. Like, had her poster in my, you know, my wall growing up. Like I was a UConn junkie. So just like the course of knowing her, from being a fan to a friend to a competitor, like she's the best. She just really is. And I just posted on Instagram like a minute ago, just like basketball is just the greatest gift like I've been given in my life, and it's because of people like Sue, like getting to know and meet and like Slim teammates, like everyone, like it's the vehicle that's taken me throughout the course of my life. And to know somebody like Sue, and to be gifted of her presence and her gift and her friendship, like it's why I'm here.
I wasn't as lucky, right? No, all jokes aside. I mean, in my 7 years, especially, you know, I was really lucky to be, you know, a part of USA, and that's when I kind of got to have, you know, that little like one-on-one time, or she'll be sitting at breakfast with DT and I'll just be sitting in the next seat over, and we'll just have conversations. She probably one of the easiest persons to talk to, very funny. Obviously, we all know that. But when I first realized it, we were in a game, and I think it was like my second year, and we were doing really good. And we had beaten Seattle twice, but like the third time we played them, I was guarding on her position. I'll never forget. Like she turned around, I'm like right there. She was like, "God damn it, Slim! Like just give me a break." Because it's like I guess I was just annoying her that game. But it's, as a competitor, just to play against her, she makes you, you know, play hard, you know, and respect the game. So I really appreciate all she's done for the game. And I was a huge fan during that super Lauren Jackson era. So just going to admit, I kind of freaked out when I saw that Lauren Jackson was going to be here. I'm like, why not? It's her retirement. So, you know, she's bringing a lot of people back to the city to celebrate a great human being in herself. So it's really dope to be part of it.
How you doing? Just one question for you. As point guards, what's one lesson or maybe one move or something that you've taken from Sue Bird's game?
Boys. I mean, like you could take a lot of things from a game, but for me, I truly admire how calm she stays in crazy moments. She's been in a lot of tough situations in games that we played against her, or we just watched her play against other teams. But you never see her crack. You've never seen her yell or get out of character. She's always stayed Sue. And her ponytail never went out of place. So
What was the question again? Sorry.
Maybe something you learned from.
Oh, learn from Sue.
game, could be character on the court.
Oh, for me, it's, whenever you get beat defensively, the swipe around.
Mhm.
That's the token Sue Bird thing, right? She gets beat, wrap around, had one the other night.
mhm.
No, I'm kidding. Kind of. No, I think Sue, what have I learned from Sue? She, watching her in college, I remember, because I used to record all the games on VHS and watch over and over and over and over. She moved like a ballerina to me. Like she just had this cadence. And so I tried to model that kind of same cadence. I think the way that she moves with the basketball is how I tried to move with the basketball. Obviously the way that she organized and got people in the right spots, and her two-man game with Lauren Jackson, and then her two-man game with Stewie. I paid really close attention to how she navigated and put people in places and worked those two-man games. But I think, like what Slim said, I think her poise and just her composure is something that's always separated her from everybody else. Never getting rattled, always ready for the moment. Always made the right play. She always made the right winning play. It wasn't always for her, for a teammate, for whatever. She just always makes the right play. And that's something that I always try to at least model after.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Quick one for you, Slim. When you went back and watched the tape of the other night, kind of what stood out to you? We talked a lot about post-game, about the lulls, but what were the positives from the other night that you liked once you went back and looked it over again?
I mean, the way we're moving the ball, we had some really good segments during the game for an extended amount of time where we were that ball was just moving like a hot potato and it was finding its way in the rim, and even some possessions, we missed some shots, but there were great ball movement and great execution within the flow of the game. So for sure, we went into shoot around and not shoot around, but like practice and everything, making sure that, we just fix up some things, but at the same time, know what was working in the game. That was
Well, thank you. And this one's for you, Kristi, because I want you to put your coaching hat on. Want to ask about the lulls. From your perspective, how do you guys minimize them as much as possible?
I mean, I think it's something you just have to acknowledge and respond to. I think the more that we can recognize it as a unit, and we're all talking, communicating, hey, like whatever was happening, whether it was we had 2 turnovers in a row or we didn't get back in transition this time or whatever that moment is, of just communicating and understanding like what the next moment, what the next move needs to be. I think that's how you can rapidly get out of those little funks. But it's also basketball. Like you're not going to play 40 minutes of perfect basketball. And we're just getting at a point where we're putting good stretches together. Now it's how can we extend it? And I think it's the more mindful you are about the lapses, the quicker you can get out of it.
Thank you.
That's all the time we have. Thank you both.
right, guys.
Hey, I need the mic. Hey, Eric. No, Elena, how was she feeling today? And who do you see stepping in the lineup to start?
She's feeling pretty good. Like I said the other night, neck tightened up a little bit in the game, and just with a quick turnaround, it's just hard. We didn't think it was smart risking it this morning, Friday night to Sunday at noon. So she's feeling pretty good. She got good treatment yesterday, and then I think it'll be day to day.
Can you say who'll start?
I'm gonna wait till we have to.
Elena, obviously is such a centerpiece for this team, and so that'll be a lot of shots and a lot of actions going through elsewhere. How do you adjust so quickly, just not having her? And does the situation of how you guys went through all of last year, does that help? At least people are a little bit used to her maybe not being in there for a game or two.
I think it probably helps. I mean, we've been on, in this situation before on the road without her, and we've played well. With or without her, we've talked about needing the ball to move more and touch both sides of the floor. I think when we did that well the other night, no matter who was in the game, we looked good, and it probably just accentuates it not having her out there to just throw it to. I don't know if Seattle will double other people as aggressively as they were doing with her. So that'll probably change a little bit, but we want to play our style of play and impose ourselves on the game at both ends, regardless of who's on the court.
And one last one, how did Maisha feel after that game? And are we still working on the same kind of minutes environment with her?
Yeah, she got closer to her number the other night. So she felt, I think, physically came through it fine and just wants to play a little better.
With the ceremony today and all the hoopla, what stands out coaching against Sue?
If Sue's not the smartest player to ever play in the league, she's on a very short list. I don't know if there's anybody, I was an assistant for the majority of the time, and I don't know if there's anybody that I had to watch like a hawk more than her when I was an assistant coach, because she's giving you fake play calls and she's, trying to hide stuff from your bench. And she just was, probably the best problem solver throughout a game of any player I've seen in our league. You worried about her even when she wasn't scoring the ball, just because she could manipulate an entire game. And I don't know if there'll be other great players. I don't know if we'll see anybody else with that brain orchestrating a game like that. So obviously she changed also, her diet, the way she took care of herself. And there's a real lesson in there about longevity and the way she extended her career and got herself a couple more championships. So that's cool. We're here for Lauren Jackson Day too. So it's kind of full circle now with her and Sue both up there.
Maybe you don't know the answer to this. How do you do a fake play call? Like it's what they normally would term a certain play call, but then they ran something else?
Yes. Yes. Or, you got like her over there doing baseball signals and stuff like that, but no, she did one right in front of our bench last year in the regular season. We're all like, Sue, we know that's not your play. But no, to even think, I don't even know how many players in the league now are even aware of not tipping off their calls, much less making up fakes and still being able to have your teammates not be confused about what you're running. So like she was levels on levels when it came to that stuff.
Tyler?
Hey, Coach, I want to ask you a quick question about Slim's volume of three-point shooting this year. It's the highest it's been of her career. She's shooting at the best rate she has of her career. Is this the type of volume that we should expect to see from her throughout the season?
I see no reason why not. I think I referenced it one other time of, we watched her play a lot in college, and I've known her a long time, and go look at her senior year of college and the volume and the percentage then. I don't have a good explanation why that hasn't been the case through her career, but I think the first thing is, trying to put confidence in her from the coaches and team perspective that she's got the green light, and, this whatever shot quality conversations we have will not be any different than we would have with any of our other shooters. So, I think sometimes for the player, the first thing you need to hear is, hey, it's okay to shoot these when you're open. And technically, I've never seen a major issue with her shot, so I'm not surprised to see it going in.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep.
Jen?
Hey, Eric, picking up on what Kareem was asking about Elena, you've talked a lot about figuring out the best spots to like put everybody in so they can be effective. And I'm just curious how much those things change with Elena out, or maybe they don't change at all.
I mean, Elena gets some play, some post-up touches and stuff that, we don't really give to everybody on the roster. So, you won't see maybe those type of plays. I think we need to be probably in motion a little bit more to, offset the comfort blanket of being able to throw it to her and space around her. We'll probably see less of that, but everybody that's in the game in her place or just in the rotation in general needs to be aggressive. And I think, if there is any silver lining in it, is that it makes that obvious to everybody. It's what we want anyway, but I think people know now, okay, I got to come out and make some plays.
And just last thing for me, with the events that happened yesterday with the Mercury at the Dallas airport, just curious, do you feel like your team is safe while you guys are traveling? And is there anything you feel like you need or you would like in order to feel safer while you are traveling?
I think it's one of those things I don't probably want to say too much, you know, when it comes to security and stuff. I don't think that's always helpful. But I think we can all, I think everybody in the league can probably think of a few times where even if you didn't feel unsafe, it just felt awkward or exposed. Not me personally so much, but probably our players who are recognizable. So, you know, there's been a big push within the league around security for teams, and, you know, we take measures and the league has taken measures. I don't think I have to say what all of those are. But, you know, the first thing you do is empathize with Phoenix and what they were going through. And, you know, hope that we can be better and smarter about not having that happen or doing everything we can to prevent that happening.
Thank you.
That's all the time we have. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.